Okay, we are live. So, hello, my name is Juno Lucita, and can you tell me about yourself and your comic book?
Uh, I go by Nullius, the current pen name I work under besides Nameless Paradox, and the comic I'm currently working on is going to be called Hunger of the Week. It stars a character named Reniel Vala, and world, it is in this world, humanity has been merged with the realms of mythology, which links humans to deities and all sorts of monsters. The story revolves around the main character being linked to Beelzebub in their journey to satiate their insatiable hunger for power.
That sounds really cool. And what was the inspiration behind becoming a comic book writer and behind your story?
My inspiration for being a comic book creator, I have always role played for years now, for about 5, 6 years, and my love of creating characters as well as my love of creating stories through watching many anime, cartoons, movies, and reading many comic books on my own. I wanted to create something that I would enjoy just as much as I've read the works of others. And the inspiration for this one, it's kind of a combination of a few of my other works and their inspirations. One of the earlier works I wanted to work on that I put on the back burner is called Keyholder, which is also somewhat of the inspiration for the main character of this one. That was inspired by Spider Man. Some of the other inspirations are like the Seven Deadly Sins, for instance, being the whole mythology based theme.
Wow, those are some great inspirations. I love Spider-Man and I also love mythology, so definitely some good ones there. How long have you been writing and what age did you start?
I have been I haven't done writing on this scale until recently. This project started in February, creating down everything for the world and the comic itself, and making the characters, fine tuning details before I can initially send it to the illustrator I am working with. However, I have been writing characters and lore since I was about 13.
Did you always want to be a comic book writer or did you have a different dream job?
Growing up, I wanted to be an engineer, mechanical engineer, biomechanical engineer. That for me did not pan out with college. I wanted to then move on to creating content to bring people level of comfort and joy the same way that it has done for me. So in the end, I've filtered through many things and I found out that I love to create worlds and I really want to present many of them, many different creations in my future for people to enjoy. This being my first major project on that.
Yeah, that seems like a very good plan. I understand wanting to create for others. Just feels very nice to do, to be honest. What type of audience are you hoping to get with your comic book?
For this one, it is not intended for children, not in the slightest. It has a lot more heavier themes and focuses a lot on psychology as well of the characters, even if that may not be in the foreground. Intended audience would be somewhere among teens and young adults, those who are into mythology, action, and fantasy, those who like to see the way a circumstance can affect a character, their outlook, and their input on the world.
I understand that. That seems like very good. Those are all things that I really enjoy, so it seems like it will market towards people like me.
I'm glad
How did you create your characters in the book?
Creating the characters in the book wasn't isn't necessarily the difficult part because each character of the main cast will be linked to a deity or a creature. Personality wise, it must reflect either a key viewpoint or trait of the deity. Focusing on one of those allows for more freedom to create the character in a way that can even clash with them. It's not too difficult, however, the process used for it tends to be having to figure out what role each character will play and how their viewpoints can impact the world already built and how it can build up the world. I don't think it's a major process because I've been doing this since I was a young teen. Oh my face, God.
How did you keep yourself on track to make sure you keep on writing and getting it to complete?
To how I found a way to keep myself on track is more along the is actually my not only my coworkers, my friends, but also the illustrator. I like to pour 150% into any of my passions, and this being the main one right now, I can't help but always talk about it to my friends and see and bounce ideas back and forth with the people I know who I do hope also read it so I can get a view of everything. It's more or less I keep myself on track by continuing to not only work on it, but bounce off the ideas of the people who've helped me get this far into this project.
Sounds great. And what type of challenges have you faced while you were working on this comic book?
The ones for this is the artwork. I have the art for the main character here for later, but that is a difficult part as the illustrator I work with. Their personal life keeps their schedule very busy. That is the main issue with this. Another one of the other issues as well is figuring out what platform and format I want it to eventually be on and ways to get word out there. So hopefully that would help everything. Other than that, it doesn't appear too difficult mainly because I've been working on something like this for a few years. I've been working with similar stuff for years. However, the difficult part has been getting illustrations as that has only started recently.
Speaking of your illustration, can you explain the process behind finding an artist that was perfect for your comic book?
Finding the artist was difficult because I don't have many branches of communication out to people I know. The options were a graphic designer that I know personally, an artist who the illustrator that I do that is working on this is somebody I also know personally. You could say it's me and their it's a group project that they joined up on. However, finding that was really at that point luck. It was very difficult because the funds to hire an illustrator beforehand was the major thing keeping me from it. At the end of the day, it was just luck.
Are there any particular themes or messages you aim to convey through your work?
There's quite a few themes and messages, especially with the main character. Some of the themes that are going to be present is loss of humanity. What one will do to achieve what they want and what the price is for not only achieving your goals but reaching closer to the top. Loss of a detachment from others when you rise too high, and how other people in particular circumstances can also make you feel closer connected to the humanity you have once lost. That is one of the more major subtle themes of the show. Another main message in this with that is it ties into it is the ability to maintain one's humanity even on the process even in the process of reaching towards their dreams, their goals, because that is a very hard thing to do. Most times people do not succeed.
Those are some great themes to have added. How much research do you think went into your comic book?
The research, quite a bit, because I myself do not know all the sites for looking up mythology, because the main theme of how everything works is centered around mythology. It's a lot of reading on different cultures, mythologies, creatures, and beliefs to put into the system the comic works off of. Even now, I'm still doing research on different mythologies so I can somewhat accurately portray pieces of each deity and creature, even if it's not one for one.
That's great. What's your favorite mythology story?
My think thinking it's a little more cliche. One of my favorite stories in mythology would actually be Adam and Eve's story, the story of the birth of sin, how that plays in with the angels, the demons, the rebellion against heaven. The concept of free will portrayed very well in that itself. And the price that comes with, again, one's goal, one's achievements. Seeing as that mythology is front and center in this. I feel like it really shows that the rebellion against heaven is one of my favorite stories in mythology, as well as the birth of sin.
I like a lot of different mythology stories because that's some of the things I enjoy, but I think my favorite ones are probably Medusa and the story of Echo.
Those are also really good.
Um,
I'm hoping to include plenty of Greek in this story as well. Have some character concepts already out, so I'm hoping to see them introduced somewhere within the first few arcs.
nice.
For people
What
to
platforms are you hoping to publish to?
considering most of the artwork for this would be digital, I'm really hoping that I can get this on Webtoon, one of the apps that I first started using for digital comics, one that I still use, Webtoon, and obviously I might just post it on apps adjacent to it. But that is the main one I'm hoping to push it onto.
I know you wanted to show us some of the art. Do you think you can do that right now?
I'm going to see if I can pull up the artwork that has already been done right now. Downloads. Files. There's um, currently it says invalid file types. However,
It's all right if you can't. Um, but what is your potential release date for your comic?
the potential release date for this one, as it is in the early stages of illustration, I am hoping to reach, because I know I want to put a lot more time and effort into this. I want it to be early, I'd say 2025. That way I can get multiple chapters already worked on so there's a steady release stream after its debut. Sometime around, hopefully, March, If not, it might have to be more flexible. If I could get it earlier, I would.
And here's the last question I have down. What is your plans for future projects and releases after you finish this comic?
After this one is finished, or while I'm still going on with this one, I talked about a keyholder comic earlier, which that one ties into more of a rebellion theme than this one. It was the first comic idea I've had, but it's not my favorite. I'm hoping to work on projects like Keyholder, which was inspired by Spider-Man, and a few more. Some and uh, sorry about that stutter. A few more like Keyholder, another one that I'm working on, which doesn't have a definitive name yet, but it follows the story of a demigod. A demigod of the a demigod of the demigod who is the son of a water goddess, used for recognition and fame by the own village he's in, finding their own unique ability with water itself, comparative to their mother. Other than that, I'm hoping to get some projects done to where if this one does work, I can get certain books voiced and released on YouTube.
Awesome. That seems really fun and cool, and I can't wait to read those comic books as well. Were you able to pull up the photos, or is it not working?
It is not working. For some reason, they say it's an invalid type. However, I can pull up the images with screen share. If you give me just a second, I can pull up both of the images. And with this, I will first share this one, if you can see it. This, okay.
I
This
have it
seems.
added to stage, but I don't know if I see it.
Hmm? Can you see it?
I can see it, but I'm not seeing a way to add it to the stage so everybody else can see it. Oh, actually, somebody said they can see it, so wow, it looks cool. Can
That
you
would
tell us a
work.
little bit about the design?
The design of this character in specific is the first design for the main character of the comic, going for the theme of the third year in the high school of one of the major initial settlements after the events that take place leading up to this event. This character is the idea that went behind the design is to make the character look more, I wouldn't say tired, but lackluster. This character has yet to feel the need for hunger to pursue what they want. The design and color scheme was more off of what I feel like would fit a semi-modern fantasy. Might be wrong. I take a lot of heavy inspiration from anime. I feel like the illustrator did great work with this one. The next one is the one I'm really excited to show.
It looks really cool. Somebody in the comments said that they love the eyes and the color palette of it.
Thank you. However, there is a second one that I can pull up if you wish.
Sure, go ahead and show it.
And for this one, it is the same character. However, in Arc 1, they go through an awakening. As I said before, this character has heavy ties to. Hopefully, it's not too much spoilers because, again, I want this to reach out there. A certain character or creature from mythology, you will be able to see the symbol in this design in the name. Where is it? It's right here. Is the design on the screen?
Yep, it's up there now.
Okay. This is the post awakening look for the main character. Why are things opening up here? That's better. Some of the key side details can be better seen here, as in the symbol of the creature. This one is linked to Beelzebub, the sin of gluttony, as this main character is known for a desire for power. This right
I
here
love
is
that.
one of the masks that will be that one of not mask but a skull this character wears. However, as well, design changes in the face have also been made by the illustrator. As you can see, the mark will be present on the neck, a complete change in demeanor, even with just slight additions to design. If there are any questions you have about the design or the things over here as well, you can ask. I can give detail about the thought that went behind it.
I do not have any questions, but you can tell your designer that we are all very impressed by their work. It is amazing.
I will
And
let them
somebody in the
know.
comments wants you to know that they love the wolf mask.
Thank you. This is the only few illustrations done for now, again, as they have been more recent. The multiple sets of eyes will be different, will be used in different scenarios, this being the main set after said post awakening. Hopefully, though.
Awesome. I loved it.
Thank you. I'll turn that off for now. If there's any other questions, I'd love you to ask. I'd love to talk about this. Looking forward for
Somebody
more
said
artwork.
that they looking forward to seeing more artwork. I also can't wait to see more of your book getting done and out there. Sadly, that was my last question. I do not have any more questions. Is there anything else that you would like to share?
The only other thing I'd like to
Then
share is a message of patience because this project will take a while, but I'm hoping I can get it out there for plenty of people to see and enjoy the story of of the main character Reniel Vala in the world of Hunger of the Week.
well, yeah, I can't wait. And you can always reach out to me when it's finally published. I would be happy to post it online. I'm very excited to see it coming out.
Thank you. Pleasure talking to you.
Nice talking to you too. Thank you very much for meeting with me today, and thank you for everyone else who came out and watched the live. I appreciate it. So have a good one, everyone. Ending stream.
Thank you.